Welcome back to the next instalment. I apologise firstly for there being no video last weekend. Been quite busy with work. I am still working, although fortunately working from home, so I wasn't able to do a lot last week on the engine, so I've been doing a little bit more this week. I'm going to talk you through checking the valve lift and checking the cam timing. I've not actually videoed me measuring those because I'm not 100% confident what I was doing. I needed to speak with friends to get advice and fully understand how to do it. So I've done those. That's what this in content of this video. Finally, I'll pull the cylinder head off, and then I'm going to next time I'll look to start making the marks in the block. So let me know what you think at the end of the video, whether you've done this, what else you've seen out there. I know turbomini.co.uk is it, has just uploaded a video about what you need to do, so go and check that out. It's quite informative, and yeah, enjoy this one, and I'll see you for a chat at the end. So I spent a little bit of time earlier on today, as you can see, with the DTI set up on the exhaust valves. It's not set up zeroed there, the valve's on its way down. I'll just put it there to give you an indication. So what I've done is gone through each exhaust valve with the DTI on the cap and measured, as I turn the engine, measured how far the valve moves down, which gives me the exact measurement of the valve lift. Now I've got that measurement, I can more effectively do the sums that I went through in the last video about how much I need to make a clearance in the block. So to start with, I took the measurements, and they were quite different from each exhaust valve. So I went back and spoke to some of my friends and got a bit of advice. I reset all the exhaust valve clearances and measured them again, and I'll show you next what the measurements were. So I've not got the camera in the tripod at the moment. As you can see, those values are cylinder 1, 2, 3 and 4 exhaust valve measurements, and I think the lowest is 8.29mm and the biggest number is 8.34. so all those measurements are really close. That's with the valve clearances all set right. So with those I know exactly what my valve lift is. So now the next job is I'm going to remove the DTI from there, and I'm going to take the cylinder head off. It's only the head bolts, the bypass hose and the rockers that I need to remove. Everything else is off it, so I'll get stuck in with that now. So the cylinder head is looking a little bit of a mess. I've lapped all the valves in, and they're all good. I've lubricated the valve stems a little bit, cleaned out the guides, they're all good. So what I've done here is, with the cylinder head off the engine, the old one, I've chucked that down there, I've painted the face of each of these valves, dropped the cylinder head in place, and then pushed the valves down to mark the block where I need to cut away. What I've done, if you have a look on this side, is I've put a cable tie on each side. I'll just see if we can zoom in a little bit. Just no, we're about zoomed in. Just to hold the valve in place, so then I was able to push it, contact the block, and the valve doesn't fall out altogether and make a mess when I pull it out. So I did that and it didn't work. It barely left a mark. So what I ended up doing is smearing the face of the valve with grease. Then I dropped them down and I left a good grease mark on the top of the engine block, so I could see the marks of where I needed to make the relief. So I'll switch the camera around now and show you on the top of the block what I've done for preparation. So as you can see here, you can probably see the Sharpie marks. So the grease I put on the end of the valves left an imprint there, there, there and there, and then I've just gone around it with a Sharpie. It's important when I make these reliefs to make it slightly larger than the valve to give room for movement. So you can see the thickness of the Sharpie line should cover it quite nicely. And then I've taped up all the holes across this side and across this side with some Gorilla tape. It's nice sturdy stuff. And then this may cause me problems in the future when I come to put it all back up, but what I've done is smeared grease, as you can see, around the inside between the gap between the piston and the cylinder wall and on the cylinder walls, to try and catch any swarf generated from cutting the reliefs, because it won't, with the grease there, it won't go down the side. Nothing will go down the side of each piston. I don't risk damaging the bores if I don't clean it out properly. So hopefully that grease will catch all that, and then once I've finished I can clean all that out, and I won't have risked damaging anything. The downside is tiny bit of grease in your combustion chamber or in the engine is going to cause a lot of smoke, so I've got to be real careful about how I clean all this out. But I think it will smoke a bit when I do come to fire it up. But it's better that smoke a bit from a bit of grease stuck in there than have a bit of swarf down between the piston and the cylinder wall, because that'll just score it, and I'll lose cylinder pressure, and oil will get through and there'll be no compression. So that's as far as I've got at the moment. So over next week, the weekend, I shall start to look at making the cuts to remove some of that material away, but I'm a bit nervous about that. So I hope you've enjoyed watching that. Now we're in my home office. This is where I'm spending all of my days while I'm working. So I've been doing a bit of shopping. I've had an order come through. I've got, can't see much there, some double valve springs, some stem seals, a manifold gasket. I ordered a heater cable. I don't know why, because I haven't got a heater valve. I think I meant to buy a choke cable, but oh well, I've got a heater cable. Thermostat housing gasket, that's useful, and a heater tap take-off gasket. And I've got a BK450 head gasket. Is that it? Oh no. Oh, I've got the little pipe to go on the bottom of the head for the bypass hose. I need one of those. That's it. I've got another order placed that I've got to wait to come with mini spares. I need to buy another offset woodruff key and timing cover gasket, roll pin for the gear selector because that vanished when I took that apart. No idea where it went. And then just a couple of little bits and pieces. So all being well, in the next week I can get this put together. I've took next week off work, so I've put that as leave so I can get on with a few bits. I've got bikes in bits everywhere and the minis in bits, so we'll be able to get on with those and get those built back up. So that's all for this one. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again hopefully next weekend for the final update, maybe for the last one anyway. We'll see how it goes. Thanks very much.